Here are today's headlines. President Rodrigo Duterte approves a salary increase for the military and police and calls for a pay hike for teachers. Senator Aquilino Pimentel III is set to ask Congress to convene for a constituent assembly to discuss federalism. Authorities arrest a suspected explosives expert of the Abu Sayyaf group in Zamboanga City. And residents in a town in Ilocos Norte make a livelihood out of harvesting native seaweed. Good day, I'm William Theo. Welcome to the PNA Newsroom. President Rodrigo Duterte has approved the pay hike for military and uniformed personnel. Soldiers, police, and other units may expect to receive as much as double their basic pay. Here is our report.
President Rodrigo Duterte has signed the joint resolution of Congress authorizing the increase in base pay of military and uniformed personnel in the government. Malacanang released Congress's Joint Resolution Number 1, which covers all military and uniformed personnel under the Department of National Defense, Department of Interior and Local Government, Philippine Coast Guard, and National Mapping and Resource Information Authority. According to the joint resolution signed by the President on January 1, there is a need to adjust the compensation package of military and uniformed personnel. This is to make it more commensurate with their critical role in maintaining national security and peace and order, taking into consideration their exposure to high-risk environments in the performance of their duties. The resolution also provides that modification of the base pay shall be aligned with the objective of maintaining fiscal integrity and pursuing pension reform. The funds for the pay hike will be sourced from the miscellaneous funds and other available funds under each department. Doubling the salary of soldiers and other uniformed personnel has been one of the promises of President Duterte. For the PNA Newsroom, I'm Rom Dulfo.
After firing some corrupt presidential appointees, President Rodrigo Duterte has vowed to go after unscrupulous officials of local government units. Presidential spokesperson Harry Roque said the president committed to push his anti-corruption campaign against last Monday's cabinet meeting. Roque said the president will continue with the process of cleansing the bureaucracy by giving attention to LGUs, including Autonomous Region of Muslim Mindanao. Roque said the president told the cabinet members that his anti-corruption drive aims to promote public accountability in all levels of the government. Last week, President Duterte had removed Maritime Industry Authority Administrator Marshal Quirico Amaro III from his post due to excessive foreign trips. Meanwhile, Roque said that at least 30 policemen, including 4 colonels, will be axed, while the office of the president received complaints against 3 presidential appointees. Senate President Aquilino Coco Pimentel III is set to file a resolution calling for Congress to convene in a Constitutional Assembly or CONAS to revise the 1987 Constitution and study the proposed shift to federalism. Pimentel said that the resolution will be filed before the Senate resumes its session on January 15. He said that he prefers a CONAS over a constitutional convention since the latter expected to require an estimated 20 billion pesos. Meanwhile, he assured that scheduled elections in May of 2019 will still push through since the 1987 Constitution still applies. The Senate President said that he wants to submit amendments for plebiscite during the May 2019 elections. Pimentel also said that he will not include a provision on term extension and holdover capacity because it is bound to be rejected. Presidential Communications Operations Office Secretary Martin Andanar is leading the launching of the Provincial Communication Officers Network or PCONet in Bacolod and Iloilo. The PCONet is a network of government communications that will ensure the efficient flow of information to the communities. Jaime Cabag Jr., OIC Regional Director of the Philippine Information Agency in Western Visayas, stressed that the PCONet would be able to link Malacanang kababayang to communities through the information officers of local government units, regional line agencies, and even private organizations. Through the PCO Net, they expect that the public would have direct information from the palace, particularly of the issues affecting them. Andanar would be joined by Communications Assistant Secretary Ana Marie Paz Banaag during the launch. PCO Net was also launched in several provinces like Surigao, Agusan, General Santos, Sarangani, Pangasinan, Cordillera, Siquijor, and Dumaguete. The Philippines is set to showcase its products at this year's Ambiente, the leading international trade fair for consumer goods in Frankfurt, Germany. The DTI Center for International Trade Expositions and Missions will lead the country's delegation to Ambiente 2018 on February 9 to 13. CITEM Executive Director Clayton Tugonon said Ambiente 2018 is a great platform to strengthen Philippine companies' network and client base in Germany and the rest of Europe. The Philippine booth will carry the branding of Lifestyle Philippines, showcasing sustainable home decor products. Among the products the country will exhibit are made of abaca, raffia, bamboo, rattan, coconut husk, and nacre or mother of pearl. Some of the participating entrepreneurs are beneficiaries of the Regional Interactive Platform for Philippine Exporters Plus program of DTI. With the country's participation at Ambiente 2018, CITEM targets $1.8 million worth of export sales for the participating enterprises. Still to come, President Duterte pushed for an increase in the basic pay of teachers. Authorities arrest a suspected explosives expert of the Abu Sayyaf group in Zamboanga City. These and more when the PNA Newsroom continues.
Sa unang pagkakataon, isinagawa ang pagpupulong ng mga ulama at ng mga opisyales ng Task Force Bangon Marawi sa City Hall ng lungsod ng Marawi. Pinangunahan ni TFBM Chairman Secretary Eduardo Del Rosario ang consultative meeting ng mga ulama kasama sina TFBM Manager ASEC Felix Castro Jr., Mayor Mahulgan Damra ng Marawi City at Ulama Conference of the Philippines Chairman Abdul Malik Lagindab. Sa naturang consultative meeting, tinalakay ang mga pangunahing paksa tulad ng plano ng pamahalaan na gawing Modern Central Business District ang most affected area sa lungsod ng Marawi. Tinalakay din ang plano sa labas ng MAA ni Secretary Del Rosario. Ilan sa mga ito ang planong Marawi Sports Complex na poponduhan mula sa donasyon ng ibang bansa na nagkakahalaga ng 350 million pesos, Grand Central Market na nagkakahalaga ng 200 million pesos. Ang planong rehabilitasyon ay inaasahang matatapos sa Disyembre 2021 kung masisimulan sa ikalawang kwarta ng taon 2018. Kung maisa sa katuparan ang plano ng gobyerno sa lungsod ng Marawi, magiging isang sikat na tourist destination ang lungsod ayon pa kay Secretary Del Rosario. Sa kabuuan, naging matagumpay, mabunga ang kinahinatnan ng konsultasyon sa mga ulama ayon kay TFBM Secretary Del Rosario, Marawi City Mayor Mahulgan Damra at Abdul Malik Lagindab ng Ulama Leaders Conference of the Philippines. Sang-ayon din ang naturang mga opisyal na ipagpatuloy ang konsultasyon sa mga ulama. Maituturing na bahagi ng pagpaunawa sa mga ulama ang naganap na konsultasyon at sang-ayon ang lahat na nasagot ang mga katanungan ng mga ulama. Nanawagan din si Del Rosario sa mga ulamas na tulungan ang gobyerno at magkaisa para sa mas maunlad na lungsod. Umaasa ang pamahalaan na mas mabibigyan ng puwang ang kaunlaran sa Marawi sa diwa ng pagkakaisa. Para sa bayan, Marlon Atun, Philippine Information Agency.
President Rodrigo Duterte urged his cabinet to make use of the administration's tax reform package to increase the salary of teachers. Teachers are expected to get higher wages following the military and police. Here is our report.
President Rodrigo Duterte instructed his cabinet to find means to augment the salary of Filipino school teachers. Presidential spokesperson Harry Roque said the president issued a directive to increase teachers' basic pay during last Monday's cabinet meeting. Roque said President Duterte ordered the Department of Budget and Management and other agencies to include the provision in the second tax reform package to fund the initiative. This comes after Congress's passage of a joint resolution increasing the basic pay of military and other uniformed personnel in government. Roque added that similar to the pay hike for soldiers, policemen, and other uniformed personnel, teachers could also enjoy doubled salaries once the second package of tax reforms is passed. Malacanang also welcomed recent surveys that indicated a high level of optimism in the country's economic outlook. Results from the Grant Thornton International Business Report showed the country received an 86% optimism level from business leaders in the last quarter of 2017. The MasterCard Asia Pacific Consumer Confidence Survey also showed that the Philippines has the highest optimism level among its Asian neighbors with 94.5 points, besting China and Cambodia, which both earned 92.2 points. Roque said the confidence of the business community could be attributed to the tax reform law under the Duterte administration, which would fund the government's infrastructure programs and social welfare services. The palace also welcomed the recognition of the Philippine Stock Exchange as the best stock exchange in Southeast Asia by institutional investment magazine Alpha Southeast Asia. For the PNA Newsroom, I'm Benj Bondo.
New Dangerous Drugs Board Chairman and former Interior Officer in Charge Catalino S. Cuy formally turned over the DILG post to newly appointed OIC Eduardo Año. Año was appointed after Duterte named Cuy as the new DDB chairman. Año retired as Armed Forces of the Philippines Chief of Staff in October 2017. In his speech at the department's ceremonial turnover, Cuy thanked DILG officials and employees for fulfilling the mandate entrusted to them by President Rodrigo Duterte. For his part, Año said he has big shoes to fill in replacing Cuy as DILG OIC. Año said he relies on the support of what he called Team DILG to rally behind Duterte in his battle against illegal drugs, criminality, corruption, violent extremism, and communist threats. The new DILG chief warned that there will be no sacred cows in the department's relentless drive against graft and corruption. He also expects Team DILG to make the department a bastion of excellence in government service. The Philippine Stock Exchange Index posted a new record high on Tuesday after a slight correction in the previous day. PSEI inched up by 2% to 8,923 points based on hopes for the positive impact of the government's tax reform program and the overall optimism of the global economy. All the other indices track the main index, with the broader all shares up by 1.4%. However, volume was thin at 709 million shares, amounting to 8.36 billion pesos. Meanwhile, the peso shed 14 centavos to close the day at 50 pesos and 29 centavos from Monday's 50-15 finish. Corporates picked up greenback after it weakened Monday on expectations of more rate hikes in the United States. BDO Chief Strategist Jonathan Ravela said that the local currency is projected to hit a near-term bottom at 49 to 70 and move between 50 and 25. Joint police and military operatives arrested an alleged explosive expert of the Abu Sayyaf group in Zamboanga City. Senior Superintendent Vincent Neri Ignacio, Zamboanga City Police Office Director, identified the suspect as Benjar Engeng alias Ben Ahmad, a native of Basilan Province. Engeng was arrested by law enforcers serving a search warrant at a pension house in Barangay Divisoria. The arresting team recovered an improvised bomb. Engeng, who is an alleged bomb expert and trainer, is a follower of Abu Sayyaf leader Imam Intong Mandan. The suspect, however, denied he was an ASG member and a bomb expert. He claimed he assisted his cousin, identified as Amil Hassan, who assembled the improvised bomb. He added that Amil Hassan was contracted by resident of Bangao, Tawi-Tawi to assemble a bomb replica. Engeng also suspected he was framed up by his cousin. Engeng will face charges for illegal possessions of explosives. The Davao Oriental Provincial Government approved its plan for big-ticket road projects, which is set for implementation within the next 5 years. 2.1 billion peso local road network development plan aims to improve the province's socio-economic development by giving a boost to agri-industry and tourism. The plan involves the concreting, rehabilitation, and improvement of 16 provincial road sections, here stretching to a total of 129.6 kilometers. It is poised to transform large swaths of agricultural areas into economically booming communities. The completed roads are anticipated to increase farm production by at least 10% and further increase revenues while reducing underemployment. Aside from the economic benefits from the enhanced road system, the provincial government strongly feels the need to invest on connectivity since Davao Oriental is the farthest among all provinces in the Davao region. Governor Nelson Dayanghirang said the construction of roads provides easy access to basic social services, connect farmers to markets, save lives in emergencies and disasters, and help maintain peace and order, among others. Up next, Defense Secretary Delfin Lorenzana pushes for the upgrading of facilities in Pag-asa Island. Residents in a town in Ilocos Norte make a livelihood out of harvesting native seaweed. These and more when the PNA Newsroom returns. Defense Secretary Delfin Lorenzana said the government is prioritizing efforts to upgrade the existing facilities in Pag-asa Island in the Spratlys. Lorenzana added that measures such as improvements of the runway and construction of beaching ramps were aimed at helping fishermen operating in the area. He expressed confidence that China would not contest these improvements as these were for peaceful purposes and aimed at uplifting the lives of Filipino fishermen. He also said that it was very unlikely that China would block these efforts as the Philippines now had good communications with the latter through the Department of Foreign Affairs. Justice Secretary Vitaliano Aguirre ordered the National Bureau of Investigation, or NBI, to conduct a probe on the missing firearms of the Philippine National Police sold to the New People's Army. About 1,004 missing firearms at the PNP headquarters were reportedly sold to the communists in Mindanao. He stressed that the new probe would be an offshoot of the earlier ombudsman investigation, which led to the indictment of top police officials in the Sandigan Bayan. Private individuals involved in the incident are expected to be investigated. Aguirre also ordered the NBI to update the DOJ on the investigation and to file appropriate charges against those involved. In 2014, high-powered firearms worth 52 million pesos were discovered to have been sold to the NPA since 2011 with the unwitting assistance of 19 senior police officials at Camp Crame. The Criminal Investigation and Detection Group found that a cache of AK-47 assault rifles disappeared while papers were being processed by the PNP. The City Council has banned the selling and serving of exotic meat dishes in local dining establishments in Puerto Princesa City. The Council approved the Endangered or Exotic Meat Ban Ordinance in a bid to protect the Palawan's wildlife. Among the commonly served meat products covered by the ban are the Palawan bearded pig or baboy damo, the Palawan monitor lizard or bayawak, and the grouper species señorita. The ban also covers the entire list of endangered species identified in the Philippine Wildlife Act. However, establishments may seek a permit that will grant them exemption from the coverage of the ordinance. Restaurateurs found selling or serving the banned meat without the said permit will be fined 1,000 to 5,000 pesos with a possibility of business license revocation in the third offense. Councilor John G. Rodriguez said that as a country's last ecological frontier, it is the responsibility of Puerto Princesa City government to protect and conserve wildlife species. Villagers in a town in Ilocos Norte make a living out of picking gamit, a locally grown seaweed. Gamit picking has been lauded for its contribution to the province's economy and tourism. Here is our report.
Gamit, pricey seasonal seaweed that grows on sharp and slippery coral stones in the coastline of Burgos town in Ilocos, continues to sustain the livelihood of local residents here. From November to March, seaweed pickers brave the cold breeze and strong waves to collect the blackish gamit that is akin to the Japanese nori. It is often used by Ilocanos in salad, soups, and omelette dishes. For Burgos town residents, the gamit is black gold because it commands a high price in the market. When dried, a square foot-sized gamit costs an average of 500 pesos. It is said to be rich in iodine, calcium, iron, phosphorus, potassium, zinc, and essential vitamins. Because of this, and also its lightweight, many balikbayans or vacationing overseas Filipino workers and tourists buy it as take-home or pasalubong to their friends and relatives abroad. As a tribute to this town's black gold, the village of Poblacion annually holds a gamit festival on the last week of December as a way of thanksgiving for its enormous contribution to the residents' livelihood. One of the highlights of the celebration is to recognize the gamit pickers who have substantially improved their family's way of living. In last year's edition of the festival held December 28, 11 villagers were given cash incentive and a plaque of recognition. According to Poblacion Village Chairman Joji Jimenez, the gamit industry forms part of the rich culture and tradition of the Burgos townsfolk. Thus, it is but fitting to recognize the pickers for their immense contribution to the local economy. For the PNA Newsroom, I'm Janice Cave.
Pag-asa warns of rainy weather ahead as 3 weather systems are affecting the country. In its 24-hour forecast, the State Weather Bureau said the northeast monsoon is affecting the provinces of Ilocos Norte and Aurora and the regions of Cordillera and Cagayan. The rest of Ilocos region and Central Luzon will have isolated rains. The provinces of Cebu, Bohol, Siquijor, and the regions of Eastern Visayas, Northern Mindanao, Caraga, and Davao region will have scattered rain showers and thunderstorms due to the easterlies. The tail end of a cold front will bring scattered rain showers in Quezon Province and the Bicol region. Let's now check out the weather forecast for Metro Manila and the rest of the country.
The National Capital Region Police Office reported a sole fatality of this year's Traslacion or Procession of the Black Nazarene in Quiapo, Manila. NCRPO Head Director Oscar Albayalde identified the fatality as former SJO4 Ramil de la Cruz of the Bureau of Jail Management and Penology. De la Cruz collapsed after suffering a heart attack and died while undergoing treatment at the Jose Reyes Memorial Medical Center in Santa Cruz, Manila. Meanwhile, the NCRPO recorded about 3.5 million participants in the procession. Those who flocked the Quirino Grandstand for the Pahalik and the evening mass reached 750,000. Those present in the Quiapo area totaled 7.6 million. Albayalde said the NCRPO saw more room for improvement regarding security during the Traslacion, such as communication and coordination. For the PNA Newsroom, I'm Bench Bondok.
Here's another look at today's headlines. President Rodrigo Duterte approves the salary increase for the military and police and calls for a pay hike for teachers. Senator Aquilino Coco Pimentel III is set to ask Congress to convene for a constituent assembly to discuss federalism. Authorities arrest a suspected explosives expert of the Abu Sayyaf group in Zamboanga City. And residents in a town in Ilocos Norte make a livelihood out of harvesting native seaweed. Thank you for watching another episode of the PNA Newsroom. To check out these and other stories, visit the PNA website or follow the Philippine News Agency on Facebook and Twitter. And that's your daily dose of the hottest news and the latest information that you need to know from the PNA Newsroom. I'm William Theo. Good day.